Hey guys. So we've all been outside today. We've all, we look outside, we see the trees blowing, we feel the temperature is freezing, and you're wearing a beanie. I mean, it's different. It's very different from how the weather's been the entire year. I mean, it's been so dry, hot. I mean, the idea of wearing a jacket would be insane for the rest of this year. But being that it's windy and now it's getting cold, it's the time of the year that we all look forward to. It's the time of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and that's winter for us. And my quote today is, winter must be cold for those with no warm memories. Now, when we think of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, we think of all the good times we have with family and friends. We think, oh hey, I get to spend time with my cousins that live in Oregon, or that brother that I have in New York. And we get to finally get everyone together and spend quality time that we were not able to do maybe for the rest of the year, or even since summer. And so with this quote, there are many people that don't necessarily get to have warm memories. And today I would like to talk about a famous movie or a story that many of you have heard, and a couple examples of how warm memories can also be had for people that are alone. So the first example I'd like to talk about is a story in a movie that maybe we've all seen, and it's called A Christmas Carol, or A Christmas Story. No, it's A Christmas Carol. And it's the story about Scrooge. And I mean, we all know about Scrooge. He's a guy that's really cranky. All he cares about is money. He doesn't care about many other people. But as the story goes, there are three ghosts that visit him, Christmas past, present, and future. And we find that through the movie and through that story, Scrooge becomes more of an open person. He becomes a man that is willing to give, and he has a better outlook on life than he previously did before these three events happened. And so it's to say that he was a cold-hearted man. Yes, that is true, but as the story progresses, he opens his heart, he warms his heart. And so it's not impossible to say that winter is cold for those with no memories, but it is possible for that people to change, and they are able to have more memories for these holidays. And then my next example would be two personal stories that maybe some of you have been able to relate to. Let's say, for example, a man on the street is homeless. He's living in a box, living day by day, seeing how to get by. Now, I mean, we would think, wow, he's got no family to go to. He's got nothing. How's he going to spend his Thanksgiving? How's he going to spend Christmas? Well, thankfully, there are some people in this world that are able to give their time, such as going to churches and soup kitchens, and they are able to give their time and their precious money and food, just so those people are able to have a good meal for Thanksgiving, or have a warm blanket for Christmas. So they are able to have what originally was nothing of a good memory, and have good, warm, solid memories for them to get on by. And then my next example would be for people who are overseas, are people that are fighting for our safety and our freedom. And I mean, they're over there shooting people, they're trying to live, they're trying to survive in a cold jungle, in a sense of just trying to get by those crazy things. And they don't necessarily get to come home for Christmas. They don't get to take a break. They don't get to take a 5-minute coffee break, because they're over there living day by day, just trying to survive. And so when their kids at home, or even us, we're able to send warm blankets or food, they have, again, some warm memories to remind them that what they do is a reason for them to keep on fighting. So today I've talked about a couple examples, a couple of personal examples, possibly, and a good story that we've all remembered for the season. And it's not impossible to say that winter must be cold for those with no warm memories, because I think it is true if we all just kind of put in some time and remember why we celebrate this season. Thank you.
Thank you. I should have a handkerchief in my pocket, but it's not there. Oh, thank you. All right, Jacob, several things that I think are working well. I like the fact that you've got a preview. It's a little bit vague, but at least there's some attempt to tell us in what direction you're going. It was a little unclear exactly. I mean, you told us what the topic was. Your point of view on it needed to be a little bit sharper. When you finally got into the presentation, that was clearer, so that's good. I also like with the three stories that you've got, that they all kind of connect back to the theme that you're talking about. That's okay. You had an easier time with the Christmas Carol story because there's more detail to it that you're thinking about. The other stories were problematic because everything stays really abstract, and I don't know what jungles you were thinking of in Iraq and Afghanistan, that kind of stuff. But we got the general idea. It's just that's the kind of awkwardness that comes up when you're kind of going stream of consciousness the way you were. Everything on delivery is solid. The only thing that I thought were maybe slightly problematic, your eye contact, it's very inconsistent. You do have a tendency to kind of just glance down like you're looking through your lower eyelids when you're thinking. And you do that pretty regularly, and your feet are a little bit nervous. There's a lot of movement, and I think you'll notice that when you're watching your speech. And it's not purposeful movement. It's not like you're stepping forward to emphasize a point. It's just sort of pacing inside a small circle, and you look uncertain there. I thought the conclusion of the speech was really solid. You had a nice summary. You looked like you were engaged and involved. You knew what you were trying to get across, and even though it wasn't always entirely as eloquent as it might be, there was a point that you were making, and that's worth celebrating. Thank you.